Okay, so today we'll be looking at question number 7 part 3 in tutorial number 8 in AutoCAD. So to start off with, you can define your own layers. So we have the normal layer type and we need to introduce two more layers. So normally what you need here is the center line and hidden lines. So let's type center line, change the color. So when you're selecting the color, make sure you select something bright. So I usually select red as my center line color. You can change the line type. So double click on the line type, go to load and select the center line type and select OK. Select the line type that you want and select OK. And then again you can set another line for your hidden lines. So have a different color for your center line and hidden line. I usually use yellow for my hidden lines. Select OK. Left click on the line type. So normally for hidden lines we select dash type as a line type. So select that, select dash type option and select OK. Okay, so first off, when you're drawing a diagram in AutoCAD, you should start off by drawing the center lines, and then you can offset about that center line to center lines to get the rest of the diagram. So go to layers, select center line, and I'll be drawing the main two center lines. So something like 20 will be fine. Yeah, but my angle is wrong. I'll erase that and redraw. 20 tab 90. And similarly about the center. Okay, so this is our main center line. So we have another center line that runs in the shape of a circle, so that's with a diameter of 9, so we can draw that as well. Select the circle and draw with a radius of 4.5, and we can offset this line by 2.397 to its left and right direction to get these two center lines. So go to modify, select offset, select the point that you want to offset about, and second point we can give it as 2.397. So we need two, one to the left, one to the right of the main center line, and then we need a line at an angle of 30 degrees. A line at a center line at an angle of 30 degrees from the normal. So draw a line, select, and it's running through the center. Give this as 10 tab 150. Similarly, you can get you need another line running. You need a similar line like this running from this direction, so we can mirror the initial line that we drew. So select the mirror option, select what you want to mirror and the axis about which you want to mirror. Okay, so those are center lines. Now we can start offsetting. So initially what we have is we have a normal circle of diameter 1.375, so you can change the layer type to the normal drawing types, and we can first construct this circle. So go to circle, diameter is going to be 1.375 divided by 2. That's 0.6875. 6875. And next we can we can draw these two circles, and we can obviously plot this line and then cut extrude the unnecessary sections of those two semicircles. So first off, let's draw the two circles. That's going to be with a radius of 0.875 and a radius of 1.75. So 0.875 radius and another circle with radius 1.75. And now we can draw the two lines that are running across here to cut extrude the unnecessary sections of the two outer circles. So 5 tab, then the angle is going to be 15 from the normal, so it's going to be 15 from the horizontal line, so that will be 165. So we need another line similar to this running across this direction as well, so we can get that by using the mirror function. So select mirror, select the object that you want to mirror and the axis about which you want to mirror. So yeah, now we can trim out these two sections. And these edges are with a radius of 0.5, so you can go to fillet, select the two, sorry, so go to fillet, select radius, and the radius is going to be 0.15, enter. You can select these two. So once I've entered the radius once you don't have to enter it again, so now it's already set at 0.15. You can always select the multiple option and then do this multiple times, but since this is you don't have a lot of fillets, you can just do it manually. Okay, so now we have this shape as well. Now we need to get these two outer circles. Now before that we can get these outer circles as well, so that's point. So the gap is going to be 0.25. The radius is not given, so let's assume that this outer circle radius of the initial circle that we drew is similar to this as well. That radius, those two radiuses are similar, so similarly let's draw another circle running like this, and you can offset that by 0.25 to get this. So this is what we need. Now we can trim out the unnecessary parts that we don't need. So we only need this circle from this point, or the arc from this point to this point. So we can trim out the unnecessary sections by selecting the trim function again. So select what you want, click enter, and remove the unnecessary sections. So now we have this bottom line as well. So they have not given us a radius here. They have just showed us that you have to connect these two lines. So in situations like this, you can always go to fillet, and you have this blend curves option. So you can select that and perform this. Since a proper radius is not given, or a fillet radius is not given, we can apply the blend features option here to get these two lines. Okay, so now we can move on to draw the two outer circles. So that's going to be of diameter 5 and 4.75. So select this diameter, radius 2.5, and 2.375. So now we can start drawing these small circles as well. Since the ICT plot, we can finish drawing those circles as well. So the first circle is going to be at this point. Okay, so you have a circle here in this center. So that's where the center line with diameter 9 and the line at an angle of 120 degrees is met. So we can start drawing from this point onwards. So select the circle features, select the intersection point, and the size is going to be 0.8 diameter, so that's going to be 0.4 in radius. And now we can draw another center line that's going to be running vertically across, sorry, horizontally across these 2 points. That's going to be this center line. And now we can complete the other circles as well. It's also going to be 0.4 radius. We can always mirror to get the last two. So try to always use all these options that AutoCAD is providing us with, since it will make your life way easier. Okay, so now you have these two circles as well. And now what you need is to draw these two circles. So these these fillets are given as radius 0.75 and 1. So we can, and it's running about this center point. So you can go to this point and draw a circle with radius 1. And similarly you can draw a circle with radius 0.75. Select OK. So now that that's done, so the first the first line will be running, it looks like it's joining this point to the tangent in the outer circle. Yeah, so it's running like this. So the first point here, it joins the quadrant of the circle, and it joins in a direction tangent to the outer circle here. And the next point, similarly we can draw it here as well, and we can do it by mirroring these two items. So select mirror. So you can always select the objects first and then select the mirror option. So you don't have to select, in that case you don't have to select mirror and then select the options again. Okay, so that is right. And so the bottommost line of this diagram is from this quadrant of the circle joining this point. And similarly this line is going to be connecting this quadrant to this. Okay, so now we need one more line joining this end to this at a tangent. can apply a fillet of radius 0.4 here. That's alright. So this line is actually an offset, I think. Yeah, they haven't given us. Okay, so I think this is how they've done this. So they've connected this point, the tangent direction, to this, and then they have filleted, used the fillet option to fillet this and this. So yeah, something like this. That's 0.4. But these two. Yeah, it does not look right. So I think we have to offset this by 0.25 in this direction. So select this, select offset, select a point, and at a distance of 0.25. Yeah, so yeah, this is better. So now we can apply the fillet from at at a distance of 0.4. Similarly, you can mirror these two options to get it on the other side as well. Go to mirror. And now you can trim out the unnecessary sections. So select the trim feature. I should have trimmed it first, and then I should have gotten to then I should have used the mirror feature, but it's okay. We can do it now itself, since it's not a huge diagram. So we don't want these two. So this is the completed diagram. Now we can get on to uh, writing our dimensions. So again, make sure when you are entering your dimensions, before you enter dimensions, everything is fully drawn here. Okay, don't try to draw a diagram partially and then enter dimensions. So you can go to annotate, you can select the dimension feature. So as you can see here, the dimension is comparatively smaller than what I want to be. So the size is too small for us to see. So we can always edit this before you enter any dimension by going to the features of the dimension. So you can do that by selecting the annotate option, and you can select this option. It says dimension style. Then you can go to modify, and it says use overall scale of 1. So what this scale does is it will change the overall size of not just the text that you get here, but of the lines and the arrows as well. So it's easier here, since I want to make sure that everything is visible properly. I can edit this to maybe around 1 point or even 2, even 1.5 will be better. 1.5. So you can individually go to the text option and change its height. You can individually go to the lines option and change the size of the line as well, or the symbol in the sense the arrow here. You can change the type of arrow that you can enter and the size of the arrow, etc. So you can either do those three separately, or you can go to the fit feature here, and you can change the overall complexity of all of these three components by changing the overall scale here. You can select OK. So now we can get to drawing. Marking the dimensions. Okay, so first and foremost, this circle, so it's going to be height of 1.375. So this is a radius 0.875. This circle has a radius of 1.75. The diameter of this circle is 4.75. This is 5. And then we can get onto the fillets here. Okay, so if you want to edit the dimension that you have entered, you can left click it twice. So it says 4 times radius 0.15, right? So I don't want to keep it just as radius 0.15. So you can enter 4 space x 0.15. 1, 2, 3. It's also done. 1, 2. So this also has a fillet of 0.4. Sorry. So that's a mistake I made. You had to enter that as well. So it's 0.4 on both sides. So this is why we enter our dimensions, so we can ensure that this is why we enter dimensions after we fully constructed our sketch, so we can make sure that we have entered everything that we want. So again, you can go to dimensions, okay, so it's 0.15, that's wrong. I'll have to redo the fillet. So the mistake I made is I entered a fillet here and I assumed that that was going to appear here as well, so I'll have to change the radius by selecting the radius and 0.4. Yeah, so I've entered the radius as 0.4. Now we just have to select the two lines. So similarly, this will be 4 times 0.4. Yeah, 4 times 0.4. So then we can enter this as 2 times r. So go to annotate dimensions. So since we use the blend chamfer feature, we can't enter dimension here. So since it is not given, we can assume that there's no dimension here in this point right here, and we can move on to the rest. So we have 4 times 0.8. To annotate dimensions. 4 this is 120. This length is going to be this is 2.397. This circle is diameter 9. This angle is 30. So we'll have to enter this angle as well as 15 degrees. So to do that, we can always insert another center line. Now we can get the angle. This is the completed diagram. So make sure again when you're entering the dimensions, you change the size according to what you want. And then you can enter, so you can change the size by selecting this feature here, and make sure that you enter all the dimensions within the